From the Roman Empire to the Maya and Polynesia's Easter Island, one great civilization after another sank into poverty and eventual demise after destroying their topsoil. But the effect of soil degradation on human societies is not simply a historical footnote. We, too, are facing challenges these once thriving societies faced, only now simultaneously from North Carolina to Costa Rica, India, and Africa. And if we don't implement solutions soon, we'll find ourselves in the same dire circumstances globally as did our regional predecessors. For with even less fertile soil, how will we feed several billion more people in the future? Unlike other environmental problems such as dwindling water supplies and loss of forests, the degradation of soil fertility has gone relatively unnoticed. It happens so slowly that it rarely becomes the crisis du jour. Therein lies the problem. The once Edenic, now impoverished places that spawned Western civilization illustrate one of history's most underappreciated lessons. Societies that don't take care of their soil do not last. We cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of the past now that there's nowhere left to go. We've already farmed, developed, or degraded and abandoned pretty much all the land well suited for agriculture over the long run. Today, however, feeding the world is more of an economic and distribution, and therefore political, problem than an agronomic one. Even with the loss of a substantial amount of fertile land, we currently harvest enough food to feed everyone, in principle, if not in practice. But we can't count on being able to meet the demand for long if fertile cropland continues to shrink while the global population continues to rise. Of course, there are other dimensions to the problem of global hunger. Aside from population growth, there are issues of land tenure and how much of our harvests goes to feed livestock and cars, biofuels. But a far too neglected factor in thinking about how to feed the world of tomorrow is the potential to restore land to agricultural productivity. Could we really restore fertility to degraded farmland? If so, how much and how fast? A growing movement of farmers around the world is starting to turn ancient patterns around, restoring life and health to their land. Yet we don't hear much about this movement. With no products to sell, they tell a different story than that of conventional interests. This movement is gaining momentum because farmers who adopt its practices save time and money, and many increase harvests. These practices can work on large and small farms across the technological spectrum, from enormous farms in the Dakotas to small subsistence farms in Africa. And if implemented well and globally, they could solve one of civilization's oldest problems.